Let's get into it. Jew Almighty is the first guy we're going to see talk about the trash mom of America.
Turns out, community moves you. Quite literally.
Commercial.
Explore your story.
Commercial.
Stranger, welcome home.
Hey, Ma.
Okay, so
even know like developmental milestones. Chrisean Rock went on a podcast and really reinforced something that has a lot of people concerned about the well-being of her son.
If I said it, he had a disability, then but it's like,
Don't tell me.
I ain't say none of that.
Listening to her talk throughout this podcast, it's clear she's in denial about some struggles her son has, like not being able to walk or talk in any form at 2 years old. And because of her denial about everything going on, she's also preventing her son from getting help, which would greatly improve his quality of life.
It's not even just that. It's like saying if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro.
Anybody that's been around on this channel for a while might know, but for those of you that don't, one of my sons was diagnosed with autism at 2 years old. So I've had to go through the process of having a special needs child, of making sure he has all the support and help that he can get, whether that's speech or occupational therapy, special supports that can help him communicate better and advocate for himself, finding supplements that can help, a diet that works for him, a special school that is there just to support him. If you're a parent and your kid has any type of disability, it is 100% up to you to get them all the help that they need to better their life. And to see somebody like Chrisean Rock that drank and smoked her whole entire pregnancy,
bring the flute out in real life, go. Ladies, one more time.
only to have him and get to a point years later where he's clearly missing milestones. It seems like he needs help, and she's refusing to even acknowledge any disability or delay he might have and not get him the help he needs. Not only seems irresponsible, but it also seems very cruel and callous, because her son didn't do anything wrong to be in the position he's in and deserves all the help and support that he can get.
My son does not have a disability. He's developing at his own pace. Like, I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
So let's get to Internet like Chopper. He get into it, my baby father, I don't know, whatever. He just starts speaking like foul about my son. But all I read was a caption and it just made me mad for real. So I texted him. I said, speaking negatively over a child is serious in God's eyes. Scripture tells us life and death is over the power of the tongue. And I won't allow harmful words to be spoken over my son. I said, if there's an issue with Blue, bring it to him, but please remove my child from your speech and keep him covered, not cursed. You have a platform. You're being careless with it. Rethink that. Watch how that very comment will cost you everything. Be careful on speaking about children and people that's literally covered by Jesus. And honestly, I hope you have the same energy when my son is thriving and doing everything he's learning to do. So I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed in a way. And I pray God heals you from the things you don't talk about. And that one day you'll walk in the version that God created in heaven and not the version you created from the environment of being in this industry. I dare you, and I put a heart. So I dare you for the rest of the year. Just follow God on out of love, not out of obligation or in secret, but for your freedom. He hearted it, so he said, I'm so sorry. I'm genuinely apologize. My words was cruel, and I've been on my mind every day. I love you. I appreciate your strength. I appreciate your courage. I admire your new walk. I'm effing proud of you, Chrisean, I swear.
That sounded, because his response also sounds like he got
Hold on.
I'm maybe missing context.
And if it's anything I can do to help, I'm here.
It's a major violation to talk about your son. It's a major violation to talk about anyone's children. We always speak on that.
And then it's like, you don't even know what's going on. So like, all right, boom, let me just get to it. He said, and if it's anything I could do, help, I'm here. The part that really messed with me is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Hold on. I feel like that's what triggered me, and my anger overpowered my message. I didn't get to deliver any way, shape, or right, and I apologize to you. It didn't deserve my words. And the grace you showed me spoke volumes to the season of your life. You're in the right now, and I'm here to support and congratulate you overly. So I said my son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then but it's like,
don't tell me.
I ain't say none of that.
She doesn't have to say her child has a disability. The whole world has eyes. People are putting two and two together and seeing her behavior from when she was pregnant, from when she was drinking and smoking constantly, it seemed like. Because we saw it on camera, so we can only imagine how bad and how often it happened off camera. And the people around her were trying to stop her and check her then, and she didn't care.
Because we all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff. Why are you lying?
Really been flued out in real life though. Ladies, one more time.
Get yourself together.
Where the bottle at? Oh my gosh.
Drink it.
She asked for another bottle. I'm just
Say again, don't liquor.
yes, I can. I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me.
No,
You just do it 'cause it's cold.
fucking liquor.
When they were here last time, him and Chrisean was pregnant. Y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
Do you see me? Do you see my lights?
Slow down.
Hold on, guys.
Move over. Too many first responders are hit by distracted drivers.
Here last time, him and Chrisean was pregnant. Y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
And there's a lot of harm that can happen to a fetus when their mother is drinking or smoking. Fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. Alcohol can harm your baby at any stage during pregnancy. That includes the earliest stages before you even know you're pregnant. Drinking during pregnancy can cause a group of conditions called fetal alcohol syndrome disorders. Children who are born with it can have a mix of problems such as medical, behavioral, educational, and social problems. The kinds of problems they have depend on the type they have. The problems can include abnormal facial features, such as a smooth ridge between the nose and upper lip, small head size, shorter than average height, low body weight, poor coordination, hyperactive behavior, difficulty with attention and memory, learning disabilities and difficulty in school, speech and language delays, intellectual disability or low IQ, poor reasoning and judgment skills, sleep and sucking problems as a baby, vision or hearing problems, problems with heart, kidneys, or bones. All of that and more can occur from a woman drinking while pregnant. And we saw Chrisean drink and smoke constantly. But for Chrisean all of a sudden to act offended that people are noticing some delays and showing concern for her son is really weird and seems performative. And I'm not talking about NLE Chopper because he's a dirtbag and he was wrong for bringing that baby into a beef with Blueface anyway.
I ain't say none of that. Watch your mouth. So then he said, "Thank you for the correction. Just wanted to send you sincere apology."
But I like what he said though. He said, "You know what? Thank you for the correction." Because he could have been like, "Well, shit, my bad, damn," and then now y'all both
No. It's just like,
just don't.
It's not even just that. It's like, say if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro.
That's insane. I'm not saying the medical field and all that isn't scammy, especially when it comes to insurances. But if your child is not meeting milestones or showing some delays, whether it's coordination, walking, speech, anything in between that, especially at a young age where development is so important, then you should take what a doctor is saying serious, especially if it's a diagnosis.
Every at their own pace for all sorts of stuff, right? But there are margins that are acceptable, and whenever your child is behind on all markers, I mean, there is going to be a diagnosis for a related issue to that. Like that you could put science has it all down. The numbers don't. Why doesn't the government just take a 5-minute break and put a law that says no drinking when pregnant? How hard is that? I mean, if you cause a harm to somebody, if you cause a harm deliberately to another human and you inflict on it that will cause them a disability, you get sued to fucking death. You go to jail, right? So why can you give a child a lifelong ailment deliberately and it's all okay?
As a parent, putting your head in the sand and saying, well, God ain't said, so I'm not going to believe it, can be really harmful, especially to a child that may need additional help or services.
Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no, the word said what the word said. God said what the God says.
What does that even mean? That's why people have such a problem when it comes to religions and Christianity, because people can use religions to justify whatever they want. There's nothing in the Bible about not making sure your kid is okay or getting them the resources they need just because you don't want to admit it or because it's an inconvenient truth doesn't help anybody. It might make her better to not acknowledge something, but it's hurting her child in the long run, who, if he does have delays, could be using whatever help that she can get, especially with the resources that she has, to get the best help and best supports for her child so that he can catch up sooner than later if possible.
It's really like me, protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son.
Yeah.
And then it's like redirected.
I hate the way people use God whenever it's convenient to them. I hate it with a passion.
And that energy back to that mouth, that tongue, that powerful tongue.
Now, as a parent, as somebody that believes in God, I get the power of tongue and not wanting to speak anything negative on a child's life. But based on her behavior and the things we've seen, I don't think anybody's trying to diagnose her kid for showing concern for him.
Who said I had it? Who said it?
Absolutely.
Is that what you're tuning into?
She's not correct. Are they really not going to push back on any of this at all or ask follow-up questions? Anything? Like, they're just going to be a yes man in this situation when she's dead ass wrong? When we saw her drinking and smoking and not giving a fuck her whole pregnancy.
Yes, I think I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me.
To now saying God gave her a message and she doesn't have to listen to anybody else, even doctors, when it comes to the health of her child that she most likely played a part in.
Whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If that's the best he could do, thank you.
And I think that's accurate, though. I think it is the best he can do.
That's it. That's where this conversation ends. There's no pushback. There's no follow-up. There are no questions about diagnosis or her son or plans for support or development or future. None of that. I think people's children, even online, should be protected. But Chrisean actually posts her son a lot, and people with kids or even know, like, developmental milestones, what's supposed to happen at 12 months, how many words a child is supposed to be speaking at 18 months, when they're supposed to pull themselves up, sit up straight, start crawling, get up and start walking. There are very clear milestones for children, especially at a younger age. So when she shares her son and people are sharing concerns about development, for her just to be like, nah, I'm not listening to y'all, God told me this, it's just super weird and it can definitely be harmful to her son if he does need help. And I really wanted to see the comments under this video. When it comes to her son, she's simply saying that God has the last say, not y'all. That's not what she said at all. She didn't say she was taking concerns about her son serious or getting him help or getting him assessed or looked at. She basically was putting her head in the sand and saying, I'm not listening to what nobody says, which isn't healthy or helpful for her son if he does need help. She's not slow. She sees her child's slow development. She just chooses not to call it a disability. Calling it something and not getting help for it are two different things. She seems like she's refusing to even acknowledge any possible delays, which means that she's not getting her son help that he could use if there are delays. Y'all want her to say the baby disabled so bad for what? To knock her down more? Y'all have a blessed day. I don't think anybody wanted her to say the baby was disabled at all. I think her just flat out denial that there's any possible delays or something wrong is scary to a lot of people, especially considering the baby is slow as I don't like that. There's no need to call that little boy slow or to kind of like slight him because of his mom being dumb. Because of her actions and chooses to avoid accountability. This cope is shit. It does feel like she's 100% avoiding accountability. The argument we want to put her down is classic deflection. It centers the adult's ego over the child's survival. My point exactly. A parent's pride shouldn't be put before the child's safety. We all want our kids to be healthy, happy, and achieve the best they can in life. But if there is a developmental delay, a disability, or anything, it is definitely the parent's job to make sure that they are diagnosed correctly and have the help that they need. If she knows something is wrong but refuses to name it, she is denying Junior his voice. By not labeling the condition, she is ensuring he stays hidden. And I treat it right. It's not even about labeling it. It's about making sure he sees doctors and has the help he needs. This isn't protecting him from a label. It is protecting him from the reality of his condition. F her feelings. I think that's a great response to that above comment. Grown men with kids supporting a child abuser, enabling to the fullest extent. They definitely came off like yes men, kind of like enabling or not pushing back against things that they should have in that conversation. The interviewers are yes men. She can literally say anything and they will agree. It definitely seemed that way. It's like y'all are afraid of her, so you leave the subject of her son alone. This is part of the problem. Nobody speaks up for the child. That definitely seemed like a moment where they could have asked how Junior is. Has he had any assessment? Has he had any help? Does she talk to doctors? Like, what is the process? If she said no, she didn't want to speak about it, fine, but just glossing over that subject when we all have seen, again, her behavior while she was pregnant and the struggles that it seems like her son has. This is disgusting. That woman doesn't deserve a single ounce of fame, and these guys enabling her delusion is just sad. Gross all around. I cannot believe how many idiots are defending this child abuser. The child abuse thing is coming from how she acted while she was pregnant. Again, the constant drinking and smoking, talking about abortions and really not giving a fuck about being pregnant. I can't wait for my son to start walking and talking. That's sad and disgusting because she's the reason why he can't. I'm always in support of somebody bettering their lives, which it seems like she's doing with this whole spiritual walk now. But I don't rock with anybody weaponizing religion or spirituality to try to cover up something else. In this instance, it's her trying to use it to cover up whatever's going on with her son. As if God didn't give her a message, nothing else is real. Whether she wants to label it or not, those challenges will always be there for that child, especially if if he doesn't get help, support, or services early on. There's really no other way to see this other than her being a selfish, prideful, trash parent. There's absolutely nothing wrong with somebody having challenges, delays, or disability. But there should definitely be action on the parents' end to make sure they have all the help and support that they need to live the best life possible. And Chrisean isn't doing that, which just upsets me, man. It does. I wish the best for her son. But shout out to my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting. And thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.
What's the worst thing I've ever done?
That's not like a deal breaker, right? What the
Almighty.
this Saturday? Am I sensing some nerves?
Pretty good summary.
Huge red flag. Do you know?
So it seems like Chrisean Rock is being a terrible mother again. I saw this video from the homie, Get Like Prince, titled Chrisean Rock, the internet's worst mom. And I thought, why not check it out today? I think a lot of y'all already know how I feel about Chrisean Rock. I've been very vocal about it. I don't like her at all. I think she's number one annoying. And also, I just think it's crazy how she was drinking and smoking during her pregnancy, getting into fights and stuff like that. Like, that's just crazy. So let's get straight into this video, man.
Chrisean Rock and her son been a talking point of the internet for a long time now. With Blueface causing drama with him, with her causing drama with him. It's every couple of days we seeing problems arise with her and his son. But right now, she would get online and she would do an interview basically saying, look, you know, the doctors told me that my son was disabled, but I don't believe the doctor. I don't care about what the doctor's talking about.
That's so crazy. Considering that once again, she was literally drinking and smoking during her pregnancy. What do you mean that you don't believe the doctors? Yeah, I might have drank, smoked, maybe punched my stomach a few times while I was pregnant, but yeah, I don't think my son is, there's anything wrong with my son. Come on, gang. Don't tell me.
I ain't saying not even just that. It's like saying if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Yeah. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no, the word.
It's not speaking against your kid. It's the doctor knowing what's wrong with the kid because the doctor spends years studying to be in that position to tell you what's up with your kid. It's not like it's a random person being like, hey, your kid is this. No, it's a doctor. They are qualified to tell you this. Like what?
Said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like me, like protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son.
And when she said this, it kind of took over the internet because over these past few years, Chrisean Rock has kind of been known as, I hate to say it, but a bad mom. That's been the entire talk around her name. Look at YouTube, all the videos, all the tweets. Every time somebody's speaking about Chrisean Rock, it's never because she did something so good. It's always because people feel like she's mistreating her son, her child. Like her son had genuinely been a controversial machine since he was born. But when she got pregnant, you know, Chrisean Rock is Chrisean Rock. People knew how she get. People found out she was pregnant, and then they thought about that, and it was like, is that a good idea? Because Chrisean Rock, if you don't know, was just known for having this toxic relationship with Blueface. They were known for beating each other up. They were known for mistreating each other. So people seeing this, and they're like, damn, y'all gonna break a child.
I feel like I know more about that relationship than I do my own parents. When these two were dating, I swear, but bro, like, let's take it back to like maybe 2021, maybe even 2022. All you would see online is Blueface and Chrisean like arguing or fighting or something like that. It was like it was forced down all of our throats. And then Blueface got locked up. Chrisean had a baby, and we didn't hear anything from Blueface again, but we kept on hearing stuff about Chrisean. So man,
into this situation, it was like all hell broke loose when she got pregnant. Then she got pregnant and was still trying to live her regular life. She out partying, she drinking, she smoking, she doing all of this on camera while she's pregnant. And you know the era of the internet. If you see something like that, if people see something like that, of course it's going to be a conversation. Of course, people are going to talk about it. And so back when she was pregnant in 2023, 2024, the internet was dogging her because they felt like she was already mistreating this baby. And then Blueface was in her life, basically enabling the shit. Instead of Blueface saying, look, you know, Chrisean, you shouldn't be doing that. Blueface's response was, look, other people do it. Why can't she do it?
What?
They said, write this. Blueface is seemingly defending Chrisean Rock after she was allegedly caught on camera smoking while pregnant. Blueface shared 2 messages on Twitter that appeared to address Chrisean being captured on camera smoking despite having a baby. Blueface would say, lots of women smoke.
Preggers? Is that what it means? Despite being preggers with the couple's child?
Place like home. Watch the Royals and Braves March 28th on Fox.
Hold on. There's a demon.
despite being preggers with the couple's child. I've never heard anybody say preggers. I've only heard people say like despite being pregnant. Preggers? That's funny. Preggers. I just learned a new word.
Let's say that last trimester. There's no effect. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm only tweeting the truth, whether it's in her favor or not. I'm not biased.
Yeah, I hate to say it, Blueface. You said weather, as in like weather app, not weather. WHETHER. So that being said, I feel like your point just doesn't stand, man, at all. You do not speak the truth.
So not only was she moving bad while she was pregnant, but her nigga was enabling it. He was encouraging her to do this dumb shit and smoke and drink while she was pregnant. But at the same time, he enabling her to do this dumb stuff. He was also saying, look, this ain't my baby. This is a conversation that just keeps coming back up. Remember a couple weeks ago, I made a video on Blueface saying that, look, this ain't my baby. And I dove into his side of the story. Was time for Chrisean's side. Back then, during 23, 24, Blueface was still denying being the father. He would say this: there's an 8 out of 10 chance it's mine. I ain't gonna lie. The odds is high. So people on here that's like, I thought you said it wasn't your baby. I ain't stupid. I've been cracking. There's a 20% chance it's not my baby, but it's an 80% chance it is. Y'all gotta be more realistic. And I want you to remember him saying that. He was like, it's an 8 out of 10 chance it's my baby, right? When we get to his point later on, you gonna see him say, this isn't my baby at all. He's been contradicting himself over the past few years. But her and his relationship, if you somehow don't know, you should know. They've been known to be toxic. That's Blueface and Chrisean Rock. They fight each other. They embarrass themselves online. They put their worst moments on the internet instead of just keeping it in real life. And I think it was on purpose. It made them money. It gained them attention. Like I always said, attention is currency. And a lot of people will throw their morals out the window for attention, for currency. And that's what they did. So many times we've seen these two embarrass themselves. I mean, posting straight sex tapes on Twitter just for attention. They fighting each other on Twitter just for attention. Anytime an inconvenience happened in their lives, they would immediately get online and speak about it and make it a moment, because that's what they wanted to do. Remember the whole Offset, Chrisean Rock, Blueface situation where Blueface was out here saying, look, Chrisean Rock was sleeping with Offset and sleeping with this person, doing Blueface activity. And before I keep going on you this far in the video, you might as well sub. I don't ask that off. So if you can hit that sub button, it is appreciated. Remember what I said though, Blueface was saying years ago, it's an 80% chance this is my son. Well, right now he on Twitter saying, this is not my son at all. Blueface is driving home the point that he's not the biological father of Chrisean Rock's son. He will post a tweet saying this: Junior is not my biological son. RIP to his father, Ronnie. I can no longer continue to plot. It don't feel right as a present father in all my kids' life to be discredited as an absent father to a child that's not biologically mine. I try my best to fill in the blanks because his biological father is no longer with us, but I can't continue to plot. It just don't feel right. He's saying this years ago. Like you seen, like the detective work told you. That nigga Blueface said it's a 80% chance this is my son, but now it's not your son, and we don't have no tests, we don't have no proof, none of that. But without we going over exactly what I said in that Blueface video, basically Chrisean responded, she would say, look, you need help. This your son, and you trying to kind of normalize and not being in this child's life. But Chrisean been facing bad moral allegations.
It's crazy that Chrisean says that, but then she goes and smokes while pregnant. She was trying to normalize that, basically. Everyone does it. Why does it matter if I do it? Now it's so crazy, man. Now she cares.
It's just since the start of time, and if I'm going to be 100% honest, it's all her fault. Time and time again, we've seen her purposely put herself in bad situations to make that child's life worse, actively. Remember years ago, Blueface was in jail. Blueface just got out a couple months ago, right? Back when he first got locked up, it was just Chrisean Rock. It was Chrisean Rock and her baby against the world, and that was that. Meaning, Chrisean was the only parent that was free. She was the only person taking care of this baby. She was the only one that was there for this baby as a parent. You feel me? So she knew this, but was still purposely sending herself to jail anyway. At one point, Chrisean knew she had a warrant. She was doing dumb shit. She had a warrant out for her arrest. And then she would get online when speaking on the warrant. She was like, look, y'all, I know I got this warrant out, but I can't turn myself in. You know, I got a kid to take care of. Blueface locked up. I gotta take care of my kid. I cannot turn myself in for this warrant. So she knew that she was the only person that could have been there for this child.
My boy cleaned up. I've been paying off fees and getting rid of shit, talking to certain people to help my situation out. Cause I have my son, so the old me would have just turned myself in and dealt with it from inside to the outside of the jail. So whatever. So I don't be like, but right now I gotta play cautious because I don't plan on being in jail while my son is growing. Like I just don't plan on that at all. So
yet she did it anyway. Fast forward a couple months after she said, look, I can't go to jail for my son. She would go to jail for her son. Well, she would go to jail for Blueface, honestly. She would go to a Blueface court date, knowing she had a warrant, knowing there was a 100% chance she was going to go to jail and not be there for her kid anymore. TMZ will write this. Chrisean Rock's arrest stems from her having an active warrant in Oklahoma from a 2022 incident. This past March, Chrisean addressed the situation on Instagram Live, the clip I just showed you, saying she's not going to turn herself in. She would go and turn herself in anyway. She went to this court date and lost her freedom for months. For a long time, that child didn't have parents. It was just the kid with his grandparents, with his papa, with his grandma life. For her to make that decision was probably one of the craziest moves we done seen on the internet. Point is, Chrisean Rock in situations like these ain't nothing new, and I don't think will ever stop because that's just who she is as a person. She is a carefree, I'm do whatever I want type of person. So when we see her act like this, nobody is surprised anymore. I think the gimmick is kind of dying. We're kind of past that with them two. For a long time, people let it thrive. People was like, oh, you know, Chrisean Rock Blueface.
Upon opening the book,
Hold on.
something shifted. And as she read, her thoughts rearranged.
Won't let me skip yet. Hold on.
Explore your story.
That's insane. I can't see your screen from here anymore.
You know, Chrisean Rock Blueface, maybe, you know, she could change, maybe he could change, but I think we're kind of past that. It's old. People done seen this time and time again. It's
way too past it. Bro, I've seen it like, oh my gosh. That was like hell, bro. I'm going to be so honest. That was hell when these two were in the media 24/7. Like now, I really only see Chrisean in the media for like her baby stuff and then Blueface for like streaming here and there. But yeah, that was just hell, bro. Those years, oh my gosh. And I feel like that's what we're going to look back, like a few years from now, when we look back at all this like looks max and stuff, it's going to be similar. We're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was hell. Dudes calling women sub-5s, being like, oh, F you, F that, calling women foids. Like, dude, we're going to be so glad when this era is over.
Every couple months, we see Chrisean Rock and Blueface getting into it, or Chrisean Rock getting exposed to being a bad parent. And like we seeing right now, it's the exact conversation, the same thing that we done seen 100 times.
Pick your son and stand him beside my son, and let's see which one of them know how to operate. Let's see, hey, hold your son beside my son. Let's see which one of them can hold their head up. Huh? How about that? Yeah. Put your son beside my son. Let's see them bark. Let's see them slap barks. Huh? Put your son beside my son. Let's see who can hold their fingers up to their nose.
The internet kind of became doctors when she had this baby. She had this baby, and a lot of the internet started making fun of the baby. They started trolling her, calling the baby, you know, disabled, saying something was wrong with it. But we never knew if anything was actually wrong with the baby. It was just speculation. It was just the internet trying to play detectives. It was the internet just talking shit like they always. And we wouldn't really know the truth until Chrisean would come online and admit the doctors told her something was wrong with this baby. But she's choosing not to believe. She said, look, the doctors, yeah, they told me my baby ain't okay, but
different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then he. Right. But it's like I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly. I told y'all. He told y'all. Shoot, I was just relaying the message. It's like one of those.
I'm just not gonna believe it. Which is like, it's an interesting way to think about that situation, because you can have hope that your child could be normal, but to basically disregard what the doctor is telling you is an interesting move, man.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Just completely disregarding. Yeah, your son has this. Well, because I said he doesn't, that means he doesn't. What? Come on, gang.
But when you look at the pictures and the videos, it somewhat appears that there's some disability going on. Is that true?
There is no disability. The only disability is her.
I'm crying.
She's not
disability.
She's not. How can I say this? She's not like into it enough. You know what I mean? Things you normally do with kids, and you know how they start off walking and talking. It's a build up to that, and it takes a lot of you walking and talking to them.
Okay.
And that's where she's like,
right, because a lot of people think
he can stand.
Okay.
He can move. He's very agile. He's very mobile.
He talks.
He doesn't talk. He makes noises and stuff. You know, you can tell. Like,
bro, just say that there's a disability. like, all you gotta say is the internet was right. Yeah, there's a disability. Like, I understand, like, in some things, you want to be like, nah, like, this can change. But, like, we saw what she was doing in the pregnancy, bro. Like, she was smoking, drinking, getting into fights, all this stuff. Like, why are we sitting here and trying to, like, beat around the bush? No, it's not a disability. It's just this and this. So a disability? No, well, it's actually this and this. Well, didn't the doctor just say it was a disability? Yeah, but it's like this and this. Bro, just fess up. Oh, my gosh.
If you put the time into it, it'll happen. But if you don't, it's not gonna happen for any baby, gang. Like, if you have a baby and you leave him in the stroller all day, or you just leave him, you're not as intuitive and tender. You're not putting on these kid shows and things for him to see and hear kids, and any child's gonna be behind.
Right, because people think it's fetal alcohol syndrome.
No,
FAS.
he doesn't have any.
He doesn't have that.
Are you sure?
But this time, it went real viral. I mean, so viral that we got Penguin Zero, Charlie, making videos on the situation.
But what is a crime, at least should be, is the way that she handled her pregnancy. Chrisean Rock loved to party. I say loved like it's past tense. I'm sure she still currently does. But while she was pregnant, she still didn't let that stop her. You know, it wasn't an obstacle. She didn't pump the brakes because she's pregnant. She still went hog wild, partying, drinking, and smoking while pregnant. And this was shown multiple times on camera, just shamelessly drinking and smoking while pregnant, which everybody knows is really bad for the baby. This is one short compilation, but a lot of these clips go on longer of her drinking even more. And this is only what's been caught on camera. I can only imagine how often off camera she was also smoking and drinking. It's fucking terrible. And it's not like she didn't know. She even had that clip in there where she's like, it's all right, I can just abort the child, not gonna hurt me. Fucking evil mindset. Like, what? She couldn't stop herself.
But she'll get on the interview and say this, and the internet has been on her ever since.
Bruh, Chrisean just said her son does not have a disability, and just because a doctor says he does not mean that he does. Oh, this has to be negligence at this point, bro.
Man,
she just don't want to take responsibility for what she did. You were drinking and smoking during your whole pregnancy, and your child sadly suffered from that. Your siblings and family say it. You get mad at them for trying to take him to the doctor. Blueface mom even leaked messages showing that, you know, he's about to be 3 years old and still is unable to walk, talk, or eat or do anything by himself. But there is nothing wrong with having a disability. There's no shame.
Facts.
I believe in Jesus. But for you guys to sit here and say that if it's not Jesus saying it, that she's right, you don't have to believe what the doctor is telling you.
That's just straight up spiritual psychosis. Spiritual psychosis, man. And just being an idiot, honestly. Don't get me wrong, like, there's some things where you gotta just put up to God, right? But then, at the same time, if a doctor is saying this thing and you were doing a certain thing while you were pregnant, maybe, just maybe, could be wrong. Maybe the doctor is right. Like, what?
Okay, bro.
Project Hail Mary is the #1 movie in the
Hold on.
universe.
So what we do now?
We party.
It's pure magic.
Amazing.
This is one for the ages.
Dang, it's not letting me skip no commercials.
Asia, Paige, what's your pregame ritual?
Mine? Sour candy. Me?
Okay, bro.
But right now, we got Chrisean Rock self-destructing because she been getting a lot of hate. Probably the most hate she done got in a while. Because a lot of times she'll do something, it'll get a hate wave. But not like this. The entire world is talking about the situation. If Charlie, Penguin Zero, is making videos on the situation, because the people have been saying a lot. The people have really been calling her dumb and telling her what she need to hear, if we gonna be honest. Now, some of these niggas on Twitter might get a little out of pocket, but for the most part, a lot of people are telling her the truth. And she would kind of reply back with videos of her and her son going, she's like, oh yeah, he can walk, we can go to the park, he can do this, trying to prove to the internet that nothing's wrong with her son, when that shouldn't even be the case at all. Why are you even explaining yourself to the internet? Why did you even come on here and say anything about your child on the internet? You trying to explain yourself and explain the truth behind your son to the internet doesn't really work, because the internet don't genuinely give a fuck. They're just here to make funny. A lot of times I don't understand why people bring their personal problems to the internet, because the people don't care. People on the internet will take whatever you give them and turn it into whatever story they want it to be. So for her to get online and try to explain her situation with her son in real life to the internet, who genuinely don't give a fuck, that's a crazy decision to make to me. But it goes back to what I said. They like attention. Doesn't matter if the conversation she's trying to create people don't care about. It doesn't matter if the internet's going to make fun of her regardless. If she can turn it into an attention moment, that's what she's going to do. It's a reason she was posting Snapchat videos crying while holding this baby at 8 in the morning, because she knows it'll get attention. But how do y'all feel about this situation? How do y'all feel?
So, dude, bout's one hell of a drug. I say it all the time, but holy, these people are overdosing off of it. That was a great video by Prince. Overall, I think Chrisean and even Blueface are just stupid. Like, how are you going to sit here and be like, oh, I know I've said it so many times in this video, but I'm going to say it one more time, just, for the people in the back. How are you going to sit here and act like there's nothing wrong with your baby, yet you quite literally, she was drinking and smoking during the pregnancy? Like, how are you going to act like there's nothing wrong? And the doctor's telling you there's like, this thing is wrong, right? And you're like, no, that's not true. How are you going to do that? And there's nothing wrong with it, with being like the baby having a disability. There's nothing wrong with that, but just accept it. That's all. That's all I'm asking. Guys, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I think this is an amazing video, once again, by Get Like Prince. Make sure to check out the full video. Link in the description. Yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video. It'll be right up here on the screen. It's Cameron, and I'm out.
Give him a like. I already played this in a past live.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another. What's good, YouTube? What's good, YouTube? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we got Horrible Mother by Penguin Zero. It's about Chrisean Rock. Now, me personally, I've never liked Chrisean Rock. I always thought that she was a dumb dog. A lot of people used to say, oh, Blueface took advantage of her. Why would you compete for someone like Blueface? Let's keep it a buck, all right? Then she went on Batty. She got tied into Zeus Network. Like, Chrisean is a woman at the end of the day, but she is an example of what it's like to make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. And honestly...
Can you give us one word, one esoteric word?
Hold on. I wanted y'all to see this in case y'all did not look at my shorts. And see, they changed the way we look at shorts, so I can't see what I wrote in order to see. Tessa's son. I gotta show y'all that, if I can find it. Nope.
Well, they say every dog got to stay in the dirt. Nobody gonna want us to go to that show.
I'm gonna have to go to my dang comments. Let me look. Hold on. I'll show y'all this picture. If they'll put the shit up. It was on Passion Princess. Here we go.
So this is supposed to be Junior's alleged father. Now this is Tessa's.
You guys, this is Tessa's son. Is that Junior's father? That really looks like Junior. My God.
So this is supposed to be Junior's alleged father. Now this is Tessa's.
You guys, this is Tessa's. What do y'all think about that picture? Holy smokes, right? Let's look at Passion Princess. She always has good content. She did this 4 days ago.
And the main thing sin that you're doing, because no sin is above the other, right?
Hold on. I'd already started watching it.
Hey, y'all. We are live today. All right, we're going to get into this video. I know I gave y'all such short notice, but I got some things to do, so I got to get it done. We waiting too long for this reaction.
This was a good one.
Like, this boy could be a sacrifice, what I believe, for him to just go out and basically for us to just be into this and we just watch him deteriorate to his nothing else. But just food for thought, what if he actually did only have 4 years? Like, because Junior's he's going backwards. He's not eating, he's not drinking, he's not walking, he's not talking, he's not doing anything of the sort. So, I don't know. All we can do at this point is pray, because clearly CPS ain't going to get involved. Clearly signing petitions ain't going to do nothing. I'm not going to go into that deep to try to help this baby, because only the Lord can help him get away from his mama. She got too much going on. She got too many people behind her that's allowing this. And I feel like she's an industry play. That's why she's allowed to do this in our face. Think about it. We living in the last days. So right is wrong and wrong is right. Because she has diehard fans that really support her and believe that she's doing the right thing behind Junior. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT say about cerebral palsy and the lifespan. I'm going to leave y'all with that. And then we're going to have another clip, the final clip of what's going to happen to Chrisean Jr. if she don't get help. If he do survive this, it's crazy that I even have to say if he do survive this, sad. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Thank you to everybody that's showing up. And I am going to try to do more videos, y'all. We back.
Kids with cerebral palsy can live long lives, and many do, but it really depends on how severe their condition is. The short answer, mild cerebral palsy. Most children grow up and have a normal or near normal lifespan. Moderate cases, life expectancy can vary, but many still live into adulthood. Severe cerebral palsy, lifespan may be shorter, especially if there are serious complications. Why it varies so much? Cerebral palsy itself isn't a disease that gets worse over time, but certain challenges can affect health, like trouble swallowing or feeding, breathing problems or infections, seizures, limited mobility. These complications, not the condition alone, are what can impact lifespan. What most people don't realize, about 90% of children with cerebral palsy live to at least age 20. Many go on to live into their 40s, 50s, or longer, especially with good care and support. Bottom line, having cerebral palsy does not automatically...
I agree. And you're a disgrace when the entire internet finds out about the shit and all has the same opinion, except for the Chriseanimals.
Mean a short life. A lot of kids grow up, become adults, and live meaningful, full lives, especially with modern medical care, therapy, and support. If you're asking about a specific child or symptoms, like not walking, eating issues, etc., you can tell me more.
And
I can help you.
Thanks for commenting. I've been on here for 42 minutes and nobody said a word. Thank you.
Understand what those signs might mean.
You're still in Junior's life. No, I'm in his life through spirit and prayer, because his mother has refused to have any contact with me. And she won't have no contact with John unless she have the same kind of contact that he have with Jaden. And I don't think they get along enough like that. And the only reason that John and Jaden can get along like that is because I'm in their business. And because, and that's the God's honest truth. They both know it. Jaden and John get along now because I'm big mama in their business. Callie and her baby daddies get along like this because I'm big mama and I'm in their business. If she not fucking with her baby daddy, I'm fucking with him still. I still go take Carter, have Carter call, whatever. Your big mama supposed to be in your business. Last thing that I heard, and I'm only going to say this because I heard this. Now this is, what do they call this when you heard it? Okay, well, Jonathan Daddy told me when she came over there that my son, Jonathan, little Jonathan, said she couldn't come in, but the baby could, and that he was ready to do his shared parenting without her, and she refused because she want to come in and be under him, and then she left, and she ain't been back. So that's what I heard. And his daddy got cameras on the house. So just so y'all know, when y'all pull up over there, his daddy got some cameras. So don't be over there trying to make up nothing. Because he could show us what the fuck was said.
Y'all don't talk about my baby. He is okay. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He is just fine, okay? Let me get your diaper bag, baby. He is okay. He is okay. Okay? Y'all keep talking about my baby. My baby's just fine. My baby's okay. Okay? He is just fine. Ain't nothing wrong with my baby. He is baby, right here, baby. Fix your face. Fix your face. There you go. There you go. All right, my baby is just fine. See, he's just fine. He's strong. My baby can walk and everything. Here, get up. He's fine. See, I told y'all he okay. I told y'all he okay. He's all right. He's okay. Just playing. Y'all just be tripping. My baby is just fine. He is strong. Okay. Where's his milk? Somebody get his milk. Come on, Junior. Let's go to the park. Come on. Oh, you okay, baby? Get your yeah. Come on down the slide, baby. Oh, look at that baby down the slide. That's my baby. He all right. He's strong. Y'all look at him playing. Look at what y'all talking about. My baby's strong. He is about to be a football player. Catch it, Junior. And look at that. Look at that. Home run. Word. He is fine. He's up at the playground. We having a good time, okay? Where's his milk? Who got his milk? Look how strong him is. Look how strong him is. Y'all just so worried. Look at him climbing and stuff. That's right, JR. Y'all just so worried. God damn it. Fix your eyes, baby. God damn it. Fix it. I see that. See? Look at him standing. Look at him standing. That's right. Now walk, baby. Now walk, baby. Oh, goddamn. I check.
That video? But did y'all like the video? Did y'all subscribe to my channel? I'm trying to get back in the algorithm, please. Like the video.
Yep, Pastor Francis, we like you, honey. We like you. Hold on.
Any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 is Domino's best deal ever. Translation for basketball fans is
no, ma'am. This is your fault. Your activities while you were pregnant caused your child to be affected. And yes, you can manifest everything you want to try to manifest a way out of this, but this child is going to need care, this child's going to need therapy, and this child's going to need support. And you're trying to manifest all this stuff. Why don't you manifest one thing? Some damn accountability.
A mess for me is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Okay. But why we gotta talk about the next? Like, let's just talk about what you just said. It's not even just that. It's like saying if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no. The word said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't.
Young lady, it's time for you to step to the congregation. It is time for that bitter pill called, yes, you've guessed it, accountability. We know that you run from it like it's kryptonite, but the bottom line is this. We understand what's going on, and all of this shucking and jiving, slipping and sliding is not going to hide the fact that you have impaired your child. Sorry to say it. It's a hard thing to say. Maybe Charleston White will talk some sense into your head this way.
Looking at this situation, nigga, I'm a daddy. Yeah, ain't nothing laughable about this. Nothing. Oh, ain't nothing laughable about this. And she was smoking weed with the baby. That's a baby too. That's a cigarette baby. Yeah, that's a cigarette baby too, man. That baby wants some. Yeah. Man, y'all pray for them.
And the bottom line is that we've seen so many different versions, so many different stories, because every time you come on stream, you're telling us something that really isn't based in reality. One day the child is walking and talking or trying to walk and talk. The next day you can't wait until your child starts walking and talking or wants to walk and talk, which leads a lot of speculation that you are not actually dealing with levels of reality. You are dealing with levels of delusion.
My son walking, my son talking, my son eating. Just because I don't display that on the internet, I don't give a about proving anything to y'all, bro. 2 seconds later. Like, I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly.
Polite savages.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, polite savages, let's go.
Living it go. I let it go. That's why I'm reading out loud, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know these people from a can of paint.
For real.
They just really just playing with my algorithm for real, and they misusing it and abusing it, and then verbally abusing it, and it's just like.
Well, the number one thing is it's a major violation to talk about your son. It's a major violation to talk about anyone's children. We always speak on that. And when that type of a situation happens, it is perfectly normal for you to be distant with the response. It's like,
because
absolutely. I mean, talking about somebody's son in most cases is not cool, but when somebody's a public figure and someone actually puts them in the public light, or there's an obvious disconnect or something, that people are going to talk about it. I mean, I understand that, you want to have the same lifestyle as a private citizen, but you live a lifestyle of a public citizen. And we've seen your kid on stream before. You had a kid very publicly. We've seen the lead up to the child's birth. We've seen what you did with the child when you were pregnant. So unfortunately, ma'am, some things are going to be up for public discourse.
He could have just hit me up that night.
Exactly.
Like when he seen it and liked it, hearted it, he could have just responded that night. It took for me to go viral a few times for him to see me on his timeline and reach out. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't really care. But then he say this. Because he take accountability, and then he start bringing my baby dad up, but that had nothing to do with. You shouldn't allow another man to control what comes out your mouth.
Absolutely.
It's just and then it's you don't even know what's going on. So all right, boom, let me just get to it. He said, and if it's anything I could do, help, I'm here. The part that really messed with me is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Hold on. I feel like that's what triggered me, and my anger overpowered my message. I didn't get to deliver any way, shape, or right, and I apologize to you. It didn't deserve my words, and the grace you showed me spoke volume to the season of your life you're in.
So it really sounds like this person said something wrong, admits that he did something wrong, and he's taking accountability. So that's kind of all you need from people sometimes. I mean, you cannot control what people do, and you can't control how they were raised. But if they realize they've done something wrong to you and they give you a full-throated apology, I'm not exactly sure what else somebody can do.
Right now, and I'm here to support and congratulate you overly. So I said my son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth.
Okay, now she's true. Every child is different, but we have to be very honest with ourselves here, ma'am. You did this to your child, and now you're going to deny it. Let me tell you why you're denying this. You're denying this because you're hubris, and you don't want to take accountability for your actions when you were pregnant, when you weren't thinking right, when you weren't doing the right things could have actually affected that child. So this is what's going on here. But here's the biggest problem, because I've worked within the community of disabled adults before, and the biggest thing that happens is that if they don't get the help young, they don't get all of the resources available at them when they're young, then their development is severely delayed. It's already delayed. It's not that this child is a worse person. This child has the value of a human being like every other human being. But the problem is parents who don't take the responsibility, and this happens especially in the Black community, they don't want to admit that there's something wrong. So they just put the kid in the back and, we'll take care of it, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And, we won't really embrace the issue that we've created in a lot of times because of our hubris, and then that child has even less quality of life than they could have had before.
If I said it, he had a disability, then he. But it's don't tell me. I ain't saying that.
But ma'am, it's obvious. It's obvious. We seen what you were doing, and because you didn't say it, a lot of times you really come off like the worst mother in America. You come out like the most delusional person in America. Just to let you know, this person right here is super delusional and just on a level undescribable.
I ain't say none of that. Watch your mouth. And then I said, as far for his father, co-parenting decisions are personal. I chose peace and safety over dysfunction. I appreciate you reaching out. I just don't do trauma no more. So then he said, thank you for the correction. Just wanted to send you sincere apology. Okay. Why we gotta talk about the next? Like, let's just talk about what you just said. Like, I get what you said about Blueface or whatever.
Yeah.
But he dealing with his own demons.
Right.
And you dealing with yours. And I don't really like, it's like, I'm not finna gossip about another
So true. But I like what he said, though. He said, you know what? Thank you for the correction. Because he could have been like, well, bad, damn. And then now y'all both.
No. It's just like, you know, like,
just don't.
It's not even just that. It's like, say if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, you should not accept it, bro. Yeah. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no. The word said what the word said. God said what the God says.
Ladies and gentlemen, Twice Yearly Prep is here. One office visit every 6 months, 2 times a year for...
Stop it. I hate it when people bring God into it. I hate it when people bring the Most High into something like this. Now you're running to the Most High. Where was the Most High when you were putting your baby at risk, when you were drinking, when you were doing drugs, when you were just acting a fool when you were pregnant, not taking care of yourself? You weren't worried about the Most High now. But now after you're faced with your consequences, now you're going to manifest your way outside of this of what you've done to your child.
Really?
And the understanding is this: you're not upset at Blueface not being there. You're not upset at that because honestly, that didn't affect you. What affected you is that the accountability that you're supposed to take for endangering your child when the child is inside of you. Being a parent, being a mother is of paramount importance in this world. Take care of yourself is of paramount importance. Things happen anyway. Things that are not your fault. But man, we've seen you. We have evidence of you drinking. We have evidence of the way you were acting. We have evidence when you were over there with Jason Lee and he was like, you drinking and you pregnant? And you're like, oh, am I pregnant? So stop it. Take accountability and stop deflecting.
I don't have to accept what you... So it's really like me, like, protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son.
Again, stop it. Stop it. You know, you can have every revelation in the world. You still need the deeds behind it. You still need to put in the work behind it. You still need to get all the resources you can behind this revelation. Not just sit here with your on a podcast talking about, well, if I admit it, it's not going to be true. I don't care what a doctor says. I don't care what anyone says. You know what? It's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. And I'm sorry to come off so hard on this person. But at one point, we have to start shaming people for their choices, give them support after. But the way she's acting, she's giving so many outs to herself that the next person looking up to her, and you can see it in the comments of everything that she's on. Like this one commenter here, she said, when she said walk and talk, she meant making steps and saying a few words. She didn't lie. We saw Junior making steps, but he couldn't walk fluently.
Stop the cap.
I've never seen so many people obsessed with someone else and their kid or family in my life. Y'all need some help. Help yourself. All of this for Chrisean, but nothing for the Epstein files. Trash! Oh, girl, do your thing. The next delusional wench looking up to her is gonna do the same damn thing because they think they can get the same damn attention.
Yeah. And then it's like redirecting that energy back to that mouth, that tongue, that powerful tongue. Who said I had it? Who said it?
Ma'am, nobody had to say it. People could see it. But apparently the doctor said it, and you don't want to accept it. And that's the issue we have here. The issue that people have with you is not that you live this lifestyle, you're a streamer, not that you're an entertainer. The issue that people have with you is that when you got pregnant, you didn't do the right thing and take care of yourself. And now your child is permanently affected, and you don't have the dignity to admit you're wrong.
Original one.
To admit that what you did. And the dignity to actually make moves to at least bring some quality of life to your child. And this is 100% your fault. And ma'am, I don't care what anyone says. You are in the running and by far in the lead for the worst mother in America. Thank you for watching the Tip Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip?
Let me give him a like. Because I liked it. Let's watch Vibing with Faye. Because she's very good.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, niece and nephews, it's your girl Auntie Faye. We are back with another
Hey,
video,
Faye.
honey. Okay, so we're gonna get right into this clip now.
Let me
This I
like
want to
Faye.
react to Young Dawn is reacting to Chrisean. Now I have this video on my own, so I could have just done my own video, done my own reaction, but I wanted to show y'all what a man feels, a married man with kids feels about Chrisean Rock. And I have seen more men coming out and speaking out
Facts.
on her. More men with
That's right. I want to highlight the men who are seeing this. This isn't just women hating on other women and why are you bringing another woman down? Why aren't you lifting a woman up? I want to highlight the men that see and say this is wrong and not just gloss over it because she's Chrisean Rock. So thank y'all for being here. Thank you for commenting. Love, love, love. I remember the pastor tried to call out members for recording. He's a heretic. He ain't nothing but a money hog. He's like what's the guy who wears the hat upside down? I forget everybody's name when I try to talk about him. But he made fun of pastors. That guy. Yeah, he was lost for words and said, my baby mom couldn't be like that. Mm-hmm.
views, more following. Young Don has like almost 230K subscribers. He gets like 100K views. He gets way more views than I do, right? There's this white boy who is a gamer who has over 17 million subscribers.
Talking about Pigeon and Charlie.
Who did a video on Chrisean and calling her a horrible mom. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this video is because a lot of people in my comment be like, oh,
y'all, my children who don't even have children know she's a bad mom and can't stand her.
Black women, I'm so over this black women shit. Black women, we're always trying to take down another black. No, this is not about that. This is about your parenting, the type of mother that you are, how you view your life, how you view your kids' life, things you should do and things you should not do when you are a mother. I'm sorry. No one is going to ever make me feel sympathy for Chrisean. I will only feel bad for that child because he has no choice. So I wanted to come on here and show y'all men, okay, a man speaking about this to see that parents are thinking alike. And even though the white boy with the 17 mil, I hate that I'm calling him the white boy, but he white.
Penguin Charlie.
I might show him after this clip, but even him who has no kids. Okay, he look like he don't go out. He like he be at home all the time just gaming, but he got dope. Okay, feels the same way. But I wanted to show y'all this. So let's get right into this video. In the meantime, niece and nephews, my name is Faye. Welcome back to Vibe with Faye, where the talk is real, the vibes are strong, and the energy never misses. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you never miss another vibe. And if you're too old to be my niece and nephew, hey cousin, hey.
Your son is not going to end up walking and talking and having an above 100 IQ one day so that you can turn around and tell all the haters, look what God did in my son's life. No, in fact, you continuing along with this bullshit is actually going to ensure that he is even more disabled than he would have had to be had he received some kind of help and assistance while he was still in his formative years. And so that is what it is. And you have to accept that. Oh, yesterday I came across a post on Twitter that made me both sad and angry. And at first it made me angry, but then I felt more sad than I was angry. And so I didn't talk about it. But today I'm ready to talk about it. And the post that I'm talking about, it's a clip of Chrisean Rock speaking about her son. And the reason this post made me angry and sad at the same time, well, once you see the clip, you'll see exactly why it is that.
FYI, this is the same exact clip that I have. But like I said before, I really wanted for y'all to hear someone else besides me say and feel the same shit that I feel. Because y'all really be up in these comments like, oh, she's still learning. We're past that. We are past she's still learning. I don't care how much she sings to God. Her actions isn't giving that. Continue.
It made me so upset. But in a nutshell, she is going to be talking about her son. Her son, who is almost 3 years old, still not able to talk, still not able to walk. And she is ignoring the fact that her son has a disability. Doctors have told her that her son is disabled. And the reason she wants to ignore the facts is because she doesn't want to take responsibility or accountability for the decisions that she made while she was pregnant, which led to her son being disabled, that being the lifestyle she lived, the drinking and the smoking. And so that's why this shit pissed me off, man. It pissed me off because not only were you so reckless, not only were you so irresponsible with the way you handled your pregnancy, but now you are going to deny that boy what little help he can get by having some kind of professional work with him in regards to his disability. And so that's why I was pissed and saddened by this, because now this boy, the quality of his life is unnecessarily going to be worse off and more difficult than it needed to be. And even more so because of how she's handling it now. And of course, she's bringing Jesus into the mix. Of course, Christianity comes along to make it a bad situation even worse.
I say that all the time. Don't I say all the time? In all my past videos, I don't care how much she put out a song with her on stage. She had on all white, and she turned her song the Bible all the time, but she turned it into a Jesus song. And y'all was like, oh, glory to God, and all this stuff was going on. She is still a shit mom. Still is. Still. I don't care if you go to church every Sunday. It still is. And don't care. Everything is for show. Everything is for money. I'm telling y'all. But y'all, it's funny because y'all be in my comments, but y'all don't go in these people's comments and they got like bigger platforms than me. That's why I'm doing this. I want to show y'all people with bigger platforms talking about this shit. Since y'all be like, oh, you only talk about her for clout, for money. How? These people got a bigger platform and they talk about her. It's not about that. It's about calling it out loud. Shit moms, period.
So let's go ahead and listen to this clip and y'all tell me what you think.
Accept what Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. My son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then but it's like,
don't tell
I ain't saying, not even just that. It's like saying someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Yeah. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no, the word said what the word said. God said.
The word said what the word said. The God said what the God said. That's what she about to say.
Well, the word said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like me, like protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son.
Right. Yeah. Like, protecting a revelation, a message from God.
I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly.
Like I told y'all.
I told y'all. He told y'all. Shoot, I was just relaying the message. It's like one of those.
Again, she believes that the world is in the state that it's in because a woman a long time ago got tricked by a talking snake into eating a magic fruit in a garden guarded by an angel with a fire sword. This is the foundation of her belief system. This is why America is where it's at. This is why MAGA is in office. This is why we're at war with Iran. And this is exactly why her son, who's already been handicapped by her decisions, is now going to have an even harder life because there are therapies that children with disabilities can do that actually will improve their ability to function. Like, it makes a huge difference. It makes a significant difference. And so because something spoke to her in her head and told her, oh, your son is gonna be just fine and he doesn't have a disability, and this is now it's all about her again, right? Fuck the kid. This is about her faith is now being tested.
This better be something I can sell the shit out of. What are you up to tonight? Can't you see that she is poison?
It won't let me skip.
Now being tested.
I have been saying that Krishan does not care. This is all about her at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say when she goes to talk on these podcasts, do these interviews, nobody push back because they don't want to piss her off. I say this all the time. When she leaves, when she gets up and she grabs her purse and she picks her son up off the floor, like I said, when she gets up and she leaves, everyone in that studio, in the podcast is talking shit about her. Man, that bitch is crazy, ain't she? God damn, she's a horrible mom. You saw that kid on the floor? God, man, why y'all ain't say nothing, man? Look, we trying to get these ratings up. We need her to be up in here talking. We need, But if you push back against Krishan, she gonna get up and walk away, and they don't have an interview. They probably don't already paid her just to be there.
Don't forget, she'll threaten their life if you say anything against her. You better, let's see how your year turns out, and I can't wait to walk past your grave.
The last thing, so you agree with her. That's right. That's what God said. That's all she wants is for you to agree with her. And I'm telling y'all, that's why I wanted to do this, because y'all just be trying to baby this grown-ass girl. The child is at risk. Y'all don't care about him? No? Y'all care more about her feelings. Oh, she's still learning. Damn, man.
Right? Oh, do you have enough faith to trust God? Listen, how about you trust a doctor that went to school for 10 years, who's been doing this shit for decades, who took one look at your kid and said, yeah, he has fetal alcohol syndrome. Fetal alcohol syndrome, more than likely. Right? Yeah, this shit is so frustrating. All right, so let's take a look. We actually have some videos. I can't even show you the pictures and the videos of the kid because, that ain't
full of evil.
That's, YouTube's terms and service. They don't like that shit. But if you go on Twitter and type in Chrisean Rock, you're going to see pictures and videos of her kid. Her kid is almost 3 years old. He cannot walk. He cannot talk. Right? Bro, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Like, we're talking about beyond missing milestones. This child is a large child, okay, who should be climbing fucking.
Oh, and let me say one more thing. There is a such thing as a child not having a disability and not being able to speak. There are some kids that are mute, right? I went to the park not too long ago, took my son, who was out there, and the lady kid was older than my son. This was when Mecca was 2. He's 3 now. This is when he was 2. She was telling me her kid is about to be 4, and he doesn't know as much words as Mecca do, right? He doesn't speak a lot. He doesn't. So I asked him, is he autistic or whatever? And she said that she doesn't think so. She took him to a doctor. They didn't really say he was. They told her to just wait. You know what I mean? But that was it. You know what I mean? So then when I saw her again, she was telling me, oh, he's going through speech therapy. He's doing all that. But he can hold his head up. He can run around the park and play with my son. He can climb and jump and do backflips and all that. When he needs something, he tap his mom. He kind of signs a little bit, but he just wasn't verbal. That's different. I understand kids go through different milestones. I understand that. This is different. He is not lifting up his head by himself. He's not getting up. He's walking. He's not. I don't. Have y'all seen him crawl before? No, you just see him on the floor flopping around because that's what she puts. So she don't even got him a good car seat, y'all. There is a difference in milestone. I do understand that there are kids that are mute. I get it. But they are doing everything else. They're doing everything else. You don't even see him eating solids. Have y'all, somebody send me a video. My email is in the YouTube. Somebody send me a video of him eating solids or tag me in it. You don't even see me eating solids. Stop playing. Y'all take up for this bitch.
Tables. At the age that he's at, my daughter is about the same age. My daughter is jumping off tables, bro. What are we talking about? My daughter is doing somersaults in gymnastics. This little baby can't even hold his head up properly yet. Like the kid got a disability. You got to accept that. Now look at this. Look at this post. This is from last year. So this is going viral now in 2026, March 2026. But look at this in October 2025. Video of Chrisean Rock advocating for drinking during pregnancy has resurfaced after people noticed her 2-year-old son struggles and can't do anything for himself. You know you can smoke and drink while you're pregnant.
Hold on, guys.
That's insane. I can't see your screen from here anymore. MLB The Show 26 has more roads to greatness than ever before. Create expanded amber.
Can't do anything for himself. You know you can smoke and drink while you're pregnant. All right, let's
Hey, all like that. You know you can smoke and drink while you're pregnant. I know people don't do it. They do it and they don't know that. I'm sorry, I keep saying the comments, like, and get that pregnancy shit out of my shit. Just stop calming me. Just stop calming me. Just stop calming me. And then 3.
Dead the pregnancy shit.
Yeah,
Daddy. Just daddy. For real, dead the pregnancy shit.
You see me daddy, man? Like, can you daddy? Cheers.
My sis ain't talking about it. Y'all don't gotta talk about it. Like, when it happened.
Wow, man. So she's saying that you can smoke and drink while you're pregnant. Here's actually a picture of her drinking alcohol because she was doing this all on live, right? Here's a video of her, a picture of her actually drinking while she was very pregnant. This ain't even like, you know what I'm saying? She ain't found out she was pregnant yet. And she's been pregnant for a month, right? I think that probably happens fairly often with young women. But here she looks like she's a proper 6-7 months pregnant, still drinking alcohol, man. Right? Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Here we actually found the video of her drinking at the club. Look at that baby bump. Is that Glorilla? Yeah, what?
That's crazy that Glorilla is in the video too. That's crazy. But here's the thing though. I can't even get mad at Glorilla. Here's why. Who is Glo to tell this bitch to not drink or whatever? This bitch don't care. This don't care. And the last thing you want to do is have an altercation. I'm sure Glo, this is before Glo even got real thick. Okay, this is, if y'all don't see Sky in the background, they go DJ Sky right here. I can tell by her forehead, right? Hella pregnant. Hella. This is 8 months pregnant.
Yep, 7, 8.
Hella pregnant. She's hella pregnant right here. Smoking and drinking, and everybody is cheering her on. Now, I've never seen her hang out with Glo. I don't think they're friends or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? This is before Glo was even working out to get thick. So this is coming up Glo. And I don't know if she said something to her or not. I'm sure she didn't. Like I told y'all, I used to be a bartender. If a woman would walk in pregnant and I knew she was pregnant and she had a belly, if she asked me for a drink, legally, I had to make it. I had to make it legally. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Usually when that did happen to me, the woman would come in and ask for a glass of wine. Because, you know, the doctor said you could have like a glass of wine, maybe one a month. the lady would come in and ask for a glass of wine. I don't think I've ever had a woman come in and ask for a hard-on liquor or Hennessy to the head. I've never had that before. So, but I had to pour her the wine. I only gave her wine. I'm not serving you no more, sis. But usually they never ask for more. I was like, can I have a glass of wine? And they'll have the wine, the little 6-ounce wine poured into the glass, and they would drink it. They would eat food, and they would leave. That was their, I don't know what they're doing at home when they came to the bar, but it still felt weird to me. She is taking bottles to the head. She's drinking hen dog. She never wanted that kid. I'm keep telling y'all that.
And still don't.
There she is, drinking it up. Oh my God, man. This is sickening. That baby in there fucking fighting for his life.
Fighting for his life.
And the people around her are just like none of them are smacking the drink out of her hand, but then again, she's drink out of her hand, but then again, she's a violent person.
I can appreciate what he just said. Nobody is telling her not to do it. She's a violent person. She gonna want to fight you. Imagine Glow telling her, don't do that, put the drink down. She don't want to try to fight Glow. Then it becomes a scene, and Glow done gave her more clout than she really deserved. Sky, can't do shit. Sky is afraid of Chrisean. Chrisean done slapped Sky on baddies. And Sky started crying. Take Sky off the show. I'm just saying, y'all. We don't have to continue this video. You guys already know how I feel. Shouts out to Young Don. Young Don Reacts, y'all. Go watch him. I think he has amazing videos. He makes amazing videos. He talks about politics a lot, things that's going on in the world. People, go check it out. But I wanted to show y'all this so y'all can see I am not the only person who feels that way as a woman. There's a Black Jamaican man who feels that way too. If you are a parent, there are certain things that hit you differently. Why y'all continue to try to baby this girl who literally put her child in this position and does not care? She literally said she's not listening to no doctors. They not God. But you went to a doctor to go have your baby. When your son was in a car and he couldn't breathe, you took him to a doctor. Remember you said that? I don't believe that she did, but you said you did. Oh, he already came back from the hospital. They gave him some medication. He just have a sinus issue. Remember you said that? Where is CPS? Where are y'all? Anyways, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna have the links to Young Don's video in the description box. Ciao.
Look at me. Do I look like I can? Look, just take. Lo más difícil del menú $5 faves de Popeyes es elegir cuál pedir.
And when
Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. I want to look at this really sad story about this rapper, social media influencer, reality star that abused her child and pretty much has done it all on live stream. Everybody has seen it. And it is such a sad story. And the only reason I want to bring this up is I just want to show just how bad we can get, how down bad we can get as a society when we don't protect our children, when we don't make protection of children a priority. So shout out to the Danza Project. Shout out to officially Ronnie, who did this documentary. Excellent young brother. The links will be down in the description. Go check them out. Shout out to them. Let's go.
She FaceTimed me one time. This is when the owner of Zeus was trying to patch up whatever, and so it was like, you actually going back and forth a lot and talk. FaceTime her, she's like smoking a joint. Full on pregnant, smoking a joint. And I said, aren't you? And she's like, and I'm like, it ain't no. I'm like, the baby's in the stomach. Like, no. giving. You know what I mean? Now, again, they go in the club with a full bottle of Henny, full pregnant. Yeah. Crazy.
Chrisean Rock has got to be the top 5 worst women in entertainment right now, maybe even ever. The reason I say that is because Chrisean Rock has a son, Chrisean Jr., I think that's the name, or Junior. We're going to call him Junior. He is alleged to have fetal alcohol syndrome, or FAS, due to Chrisean drinking while she was pregnant. And it's been rumored that her son has been having this syndrome ever since 3 years now. People have been talking about it for 3 years based on how he looks. Now, all of this is alleged. He probably doesn't have fetal alcohol syndrome. Some people are saying the symptoms are there due to his appearance and him not even walking, he can't talk and all that type of stuff. And she's getting a lot of flack through her interview that happened a couple of days ago.
I do try to keep a window open for like him being a dad, but it's like, okay, well, we would come over so you could be a dad, but I really want to be so trusting that I could just drop him off. This is your kid. But it's like you over here making rap songs calling him a dumb baby, and then you talking about his hair. So now you cyberbullying our kid. He can't even defend himself. So this is why. Okay, so I'm gonna read exactly why it's on our kid. But then he said, "All right, I'm gonna just move on with a new family. Don't try to come stop me either. Had a chance to get your family back.
Oh man!
And you played." I said, "Blue, stop talking to me like that, please. You already was doing what you was doing. Nobody was trying to stop you."
He's something else.
He delusional. Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. My son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then he. But it's like,
don't tell me.
I ain't saying not even just that. It's like saying if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no. The word said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like me, like protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son. Like I can't wait when my son start walking and talking. I'm gonna just be like, exactly. I told y'all. He told y'all. Shoot, I was just relaying the message. It's like one of those.
Okay, so
Hey,
these are things
Appalachian.
I don't understand. Okay,
This is crazy.
Chrisean is obviously going through a hard time because social media keeps putting her on blast with all these, accusations, you can say, because none of it's confirmed. Even Blueface, he said that Junior doesn't have a disability.
When you look at the pictures and the videos, it somewhat appears that there's some disability going on. Is that true?
You know what? There is no disability. The only disability is her.
Huh.
She's not how can I say this? She's not like into it enough. You know what I mean? So the things you normally do with kids and how they start off walking and talking, it's a build up to that. And it takes a lot of you walking and talking to them.
Okay.
And that's where she's like not doing enough at.
All right, because
But hold on, brother. Kids naturally develop to a point where they want to stand up, where they are crawling, where they are bibble-babbling and such of that nature. That poor baby isn't doing any of that. And really, when the smoke clears,
I'm good.
the accountability needs to be laid at the feet of Chrisean. I mean, she was smoking and drinking, doing drugs while he was in utero.
How are you doing?
And I mean, there's actually a video of her saying, "I want another bottle." And somebody said, "Ain't you pregnant?" She said, "I can go get a baby deletion tomorrow." No, man, no. The problem is too many people want to give justification for this. This poor baby has been neglected. This is child abuse.
As a lot of people he can see, he can stand. Okay. He can move. He's very agile. He's very mobile.
He talk.
He doesn't talk. He makes noises and stuff. You can tell like if you put the time into it, it'll happen. But if you don't, it's not gonna happen for any baby. Gang. Like if you have a baby and you leave him in the stroller all day, or you just leave him. You're not as intuitive and tender. You're not putting on these kid shows and things for him to see and hear kids, and any child's gonna be behind.
Right, because people think it's fetal alcohol syndrome.
No,
FAS.
he doesn't have that. He had a hernia at the bottom of his balls,
right?
Which obviously messed with his mobility early on.
Yeah,
that's got taken care of. So that's the only thing I could say that would need a.
That's not a hernia, my dude. Like you're coping. This poor baby, he probably does have fetal alcohol syndrome. I mean, you can't say that that's not a possibility. The woman was drinking hard liquor while she was pregnant, smoking and taking drugs.
It wasn't an obstacle she didn't pump the brakes because she's pregnant, she still went hog wild, partying, drinking, and smoking while pregnant. And this was shown multiple times on camera, just shamelessly drinking and smoking while pregnant, which everybody knows is really bad for the baby.
Because we all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff. Why are you lying?
Ladies, one more time.
Get yourself together. Where the bottle at? Oh my gosh, drink it. She asked for another bottle. I'm just saying, you no liquor? Yes, I can. I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me. No, you can't have no fucking liquor.
PetSmart Charities and Hill Science Diet invite you to join us for National Adoption Week. PetSmart, anything for pets.
We're excited to see what you come up with.
Won't let me skip.
Okay, a wellness guru pouring honey in the raw.
Abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me. No, you can't have no fucking liquor.
When they were here last time, him and Chrisean was pregnant, and y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
Man, you can't know.
That would slow his mobility down, you know, if he's had something that he can't sit down properly, he can't, you know,
can't sit up.
XYZ amount of time.
But my thing is with the interview, the Chrisean Rock interview, she has clearly been a bad mother. We're going to get into the nitty gritty of it, how this all happened in a minute. My thing is she uses God in the Bible to kind of manipulate people into believing her lies and the false narrative she creates and to paint herself in a better light to the public. If she really was a Christian and followed Jesus, she would have been repentant, taking accountability on how she raised Junior, because there's videos of her drinking when she was pregnant, doing all this stuff. She would have taken accountability and gotten Junior the help he needed. If everybody's saying Chrisean Rock is a bad mother and she doesn't see that, she probably might be a bad mother.
Rejecting science. You know, first of all, God created science. Rejecting the word of science and medicine, right? And when it clearly and literally verbatim says, hey, listen, supposedly the child was showing signs of being impaired early and she ignored it. I hope that's not the reason why she turned to the Lord. After getting told by man who are practicing medicine and science that, hey, your baby, there's going to be a developmental problem. I hope you don't go to God to think that, okay, all right, God, forget what they're saying. You just give me a different result. I think that's sad because if that's the way you're going to take things, you're probably going to forego some of the necessary treatments or rehab or whatever the kid's going to need some shit. The kid is absolutely going to need some shit. And that's why I'm a little bit like kind of confused about this whole thing, because she's still in denial that the kid is, the kid needs some help.
I was drunk a lot because of you. Because you were scared of me and you just had to transfer you like, baby, we don't need a drink. I don't need a shot. You didn't carry me drinking.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? I was sad. Why would you, as my man, is he okay with me drinking like that?
I was standing there while the baby was being made and did nothing. You did nothing. You watched her. You watched her because you were scared she was in control of the money. I wouldn't have gave about that money. I'd have snatched her ass up and took her to home and made sure she at least got the mental health and counseling that she needed during her pregnancy. So
Pause. Mama, she don't need, this woman right here is the mother of the man that they say is the dad. So this is grandma. No, she don't need counseling. She don't need mental health. She needs to go to jail. This is child neglect. What's up, Cappy? Nobody would give a man any kind of duck and cover if he were neglecting his child like this. No way. No, she needs to go to jail.
that she wouldn't have to regret it for the rest of her life. But don't point the finger at me. Because I ain't never smoked no weed, drunk no liquor. I ain't never did nothing while I was pregnant. I took my vitamins every day, even though they made me nauseous. I fought for my kids to be here. And I fight for you.
And my thing is, bro, the interviewers just sat there and agree with them, not keeping it real about the drinking and smoking while pregnant, just nodding their heads, just trying to get clips off of that shit, that bullshit that people always do. That's what people do on podcasts now. All they do is search for clips, the short clips that they can post on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, or some shit, Facebook Shorts, YouTube Shorts, whatever, to get a clip to go viral. And that's essentially what they did. That's how these videos are popping up. Me making a video about this type of situation. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. And I pray for the child to prosper, because this baby's going to grow up through social media. And we don't even know who the father is. So I was about to say the baby has two chaotic parents. We don't even know who the father is, or do we? I'm gonna get into that later. I will. But yeah, I just feel bad for the child because the child has to go through this. You know, the baby didn't ask for this. How did Chrisean Rock get to this point of being a single mom, raising the child essentially by herself? Well, it all started because of the Chrisean Rock Blueface relationship. It was toxic from the start. If you don't know, Blueface invited Chrisean Rock as a contestant for Blueface's show that he did on OnlyFans, or was it something? I don't know. It was some bullshit show. Blueface took a liking to that, and they started dating, and the entire relationship turned into content for Crazy. Now, she got pregnant, allegedly by Blueface. And when she was pregnant, Blueface was already questioning if the baby was his, okay? And this is because Chrisean has been around other men around that time when Blueface and Chrisean were dating and stuff like that. And during that time, Chrisean was accused of drinking and smoking. There was videos, people hiding their cameras and stuff, trying to hide, taking videos and pics of her drinking and smoking. And then the baby was born in 2023. Instantly put on the internet. People online started noticing.
I mean, you can see it from the word go. It's unfortunate, man. Man. And again, I didn't play the video of her talking. Like, there's a whole expose about all the drinking she was doing before the baby was born. It's crazy. Man, this is so sad. We got to protect children.
Some possible development issues early on, like limited eye contact, less responsive than other babies, and the baby was getting older and not really walking or talking or not making any noise, or how the baby was sitting in something, a chair or something like that. Blueface was questioning paternity from the beginning. And then it was at that time Ronnie Doe, Chrisean Rock's ex, chimed in and claimed that the baby might be his and demanded DNA tests. And he pushed for a DNA test before he died.
Now, are you aware of
this dude was fighting to have this kid evaluated, fighting to have the paternity test more than anybody else in this equation? That's crazy.
the health challenges that Chrisean Jr. possibly has?
It was to my understanding that he had a hernia at birth, and to my understanding that the doctor or whatever medical professionals at the time of his birth, they had stated that he would need medical treatment like surgery, steroid injections, etc., in order for him to start developing properly. For me, on the outside looking in, I seen that baby when he was born, and I see him now, and his health has not been addressed in the best manner.
Do you plan on, if the baby is yours, possibly taking custody and getting your son, your possible son, the health care that he needs?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm doing everything that I'm trying to do, just because I can't watch him be neglected and his health not be addressed, because he's a human at the end of the day. He's not an object, he's a human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's been treated like an object, and he hasn't really had the unconditional love that he deserves since he's been on this earth.
Even Chrisean Rock's sister has something to say about that.
There was a guy online from Baltimore who was claiming to be her baby dad. He ended up getting murdered, right?
Yes.
He really did get murdered? I mean, I saw that online. That was real?
Yes, that was.
And you knew
This is crazy.
So yes, I fed that boy.
How did he end up getting murdered? Was he in the streets, in the stuff, or was that just a random thing?
I don't know.
You know?
I can't even speak on it, but if I was to speak on it, it don't look too good for certain people that we know. So I'm not going to speak on it. I don't know.
It's just all, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
there.
it's a lot.
I'm not the police, but I'll just leave it at that. Well, I'll say a little bit. He ran up on Chrisean when she was out in public.
He did, and he had a paternity test coming up or something.
And then it was all online.
And then it was pow, pow, pow. No paternity test. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, soul.
She said real flippy about that.
I fed him. We had a little argument before. It's just like we were family. I'm gonna be honest. That little boy really loved that.
Did he?
We been real. All his cameras. We back in the streets. We back around the way. That little boy loved that.
Tonight, in your spacious La Quinta suite, your eyes could use a break. After a long day of seeing, things. But hey, free waffles always make you forget. Tonight, La Quinta. Tomorrow, you shine.
I moved your meeting, and your car will be here in 5. Perfect.
Look at this little beauty of family garden.
Nice.
Girl right here. Junior right here.
Can you turn around? What's wrong?
Ain't nobody stalking you. That's my son. That's my son.
How'd she go? Why is she behind the counter?
I don't give a call him. Nobody touch you.
Now, any other time she wanted that boy on camera, he is now coming, and you never hear her say, "This is not your son." You never hear her say, "This is not your son." And when have you heard of a black man, when he didn't have, and he knew that this child wasn't his, run around saying that it wasn't, that is his? I've never seen this before. When have you ever seen a man know that a child is not his child, yet pursuing the child as if he was? You never see this. I think that man was the dad.
Hold on. Hey.
That's weird shit. You don't get the power.
You ran behind them. I'm trying to highlight you like an adult. You police ass. You a police ass. You a police ass. Time to go. You a police ass.
This is crazy.
I need you out the. Okay, no, I need you out the mall, man. I need you out the mall. I need you out the mall. Okay, I need you out the mall. Okay, I need you out the mall. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, let's go this way. I need you out the mall. All right, let's go this way. All right, let's go this way. Let's go.
He then went on IG Live to vent.
And walk down on Shorty right here. I'm checking the temperature. Shorty ain't say nothing about, oh, Blue's the dad. She ain't flex on me, say, this is Blue's baby. She ain't flex on me and say, oh, you not the baby. She ain't do none of that. All she did was watch me, approach her, and act scared, act like a victim, and act confused, as she always do. This is the thing of why I know Junior is my son. She came out here. You got Columbia Mall, Towson Mall, Tyson's Corner, Maldon Mall, Heckinger Mall. Man, it's so many different malls and outlets around here. You get what I'm saying? So this is my thing. Stay with me, y'all. So look, she got all these different malls she could go to, right? Right? How is it that she goes to Arundel Mills, which is the most local one to the area I be around, and she intentionally makes her presence known. She intentionally let people know, like, all right, I'm in here. So in my eyes, in my perspective, it's like this. Shorty literally came to Arundel Mills to try to flex her muscle, do all that little weird, not knowing that I'm on her. You get what I'm saying? Not knowing that I'm already seeing everything that's going on before we even go on. You get what I'm saying? So she thinking like, all right, she's slick, but she not even knowing like, Shorty, I'm already on you. I knew you've been out here since you checked off the plane. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to have a dark conversation like, Shorty, you got Junior right here. You right here. We ain't got to do the internet. We ain't got to go on the internet and woo on the internet. Let me holler at you as an adult, man to woman. Like, I'm not telling you owe me nothing. I ain't telling you I want nothing, none of that. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we was not going to when you conceived this baby, which is my reason for wanting a paternity test. You get what I'm saying? Yo, this is what I don't get. What would y'all do if y'all potentially had a seed with an idiot like Chrisean? I went to the court. That was why I was there, to serve her. She's getting served. She called the police on me so that she couldn't get served, bro. Do y'all understand that? Do y'all get that? Like, y'all don't realize, like, I done been through so much.
Then Ronnie Doe hopped on Instagram Live and had a little chit chat with Blueface's mom about wanting to see his alleged son.
Concerned, he looked like he was progressing into Rain's care, tangerine head care, and now all of a sudden he's regressing in his mother's care.
But
so what I'm wondering
where do you see that at though? She haven't even really been posting him. Where do you see him regressing in her care?
I seen him in person, baby. I see him in person. Do you know? Why can't Junior support his head?
I mean, somebody was carrying him. It looked like he was asleep to me, so I couldn't really make out.
Junior was not asleep. Junior was awake. And why do y'all keep trying to say that he's asleep?
Pause. Why? This dude is going to war with grandma or potential grandma and saying, y'all are not doing. Why is he the only one that cares about this child? That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. You don't see Chrisean, Blueface, grandma, anybody else really defending and going to war for this child except the man that may have been the dad. This is absolutely insane.
Junior doesn't sleep that much. Junior was not asleep. Junior was up. He made eye contact directly with me. What is going on with Junior? Please. What's going on?
And then, of course, you had a tweet a couple of weeks ago, Blueface saying that he's tired of acting like he's the father and revealing what everybody was thinking, that Ronnie Doe is the father. And still to this day, we don't really know.
Junior is not my biological son. R.I.P. to his father. Ronnie, I can no longer continue the plot. It doesn't feel right as a present father in all my kids' life to be discredited as an absent father. He should have said absentee, but I'm rocking with you. To a child that is not biologically mine. I try my best to fill in the blanks because his biological father is no longer with us, but I can't continue the plot. It doesn't feel right. And this was on March 6th, 2026. Wow. Like I said, man, I think Ronnie was the dad.
All of this is alleged. Even the videos and clips that I showed you is all alleged. But what we do know for sure is that Chrisean Rock is a bad mother. She uses religion to hide some stuff or not taking accountability, I guess. Like I said, if she was really a Christian and followed Jesus, she would have been repented and taken accountability. And she didn't. And it's very sad about that. You know, she is ruining her son, you know, going into social media. And what does she do? Spreads lies and goes to interviewers, to people who can add it on, benefit of them. I don't know. It's just very, very, very weird. But if Blueface is the father, then I I'd say both parents are blamed for neglect, not just Chrisean, because Blueface essentially kind of created this monster, because before Chrisean Rock met Blueface, Chrisean Rock was an outstanding athlete, a lot of potential, and Blueface took that young girl into wings and kind of like shaped her to be this chaotic, even though she was chaotic already previously. I guess Blueface brought it out more into social media. He gave her a platform, and that essentially created everything. It's like a butterfly effect. That's the part I think Blueface is in fault in. If he is the father and all that type of stuff, he kind of played a part into this mess. But at the end of the day, this is Chrisean Rock's fault. She's an adult. She knows what she's doing. Even if she looks like she's dumb or whatever, with the tattoos on the side of her face and stuff like that, she knows what she is. But let me know y'all thoughts, bro. This is very sad. I pray for the child. I pray for Chrisean Rock, Blueface, everybody involved in that mess. Anyways, y'all stay safe. God bless.
All right. So I just want to look at that and say, man, we got to protect the little people. And again, I'll leave a link to this video down in the description. There's some other ones as well that kind of go into down the rabbit hole of just how abused this poor child is with all the drinking, smoking, and drugs that she was doing when the child was in utero. It's pretty sad. But I just wanted to show, like, man, we got to protect the kids, man. We got to. And if we don't call this stuff out, if we don't deliberately and intentionally call this stuff out, my goodness, in the morning, what kind of people are we? What kind of society are we? So let me know what you think. Comment down below. Let's get the conversation rocking and popping. I'll see you all real soon. Until then, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of
We Are Not Evil, like the Chriseanimals want to say. We're not evil for calling it out and caring about a baby, a child, getting help. That doesn't make us evil. It makes the person not helping the child the evil one.
So Chrisean Rock is back in the news all over again, but this time it's because she had some text messages going between her and Ryan Garcia speaking specifically about her son.
Can they see, look, this is Ryan Garcia. I just don't be posting and screenshotting and stuff because I don't care that much, but we in the interview, so why not? So let's get to Internet LA Chopper. Let's just clear all these boys out because they just act like boys. But all right, whatever. He get into it, my baby father. I don't know, whatever. He just starts speaking like foul about my son. Like, it's so crazy. I still don't know what he really said for real because I don't play it. I can't hear stuff. Like, I'm gonna really get mad. So this is the difference. So December 23rd, I still was struggling how to deal with people.
So the reason why Ryan Garcia even said anything about her son is because clearly, if you've seen clips of her son, you can tell there's some form of disability.
Hey man, you ready to take that jacket off? Let me taste. Can I get this?
And at this moment in time, her son is 3 years old. And the fact that your child can't walk, can't talk at the age of 3, clearly there's something wrong with him or her. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be seeking help that your child would need in order to get him, living a normal life. But in her situation, she believes that her son has no disability and that everything is fine with him and he's just moving at his own pace.
Bro, because I've been fasting, I've been praying, and I've been around the right people. And I've been hitting that bag.
That's what it's about.
So, like,
all the things you just said is...
Yeah, but I wish I had that same response for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
What?
And now, I don't know what she's doing exactly spiritual-wise, but if you do want to get religious and walk in the path of biblical ways, fasting and praying is necessary. Now, you know that there's people, if you heard the Christian ways, where you can walk by faith, not by sight, or if you have faith strong enough that you can move mountains, as the words of Jesus. Well, a lot of people miss the point where he talks about fasting and praying. Matter of fact, let me show you the verse real quick. And I'm going to pull it straight from the Bible so you know it's legit. It ain't no AI or nothing like that. What she's getting is Matthew 17, verse 20, which says, "And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto the mountains, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing should be impossible unto you." That's what a lot of people use, especially religious people. They say, listen, all you got to do is have faith. And with the faith alone, you can do anything. Trust me, just have faith alone. But they skip this specific verse right here. And these are Jesus's words. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. I'm going to show you guys right here so you can see it for yourself to highlight it, okay? It's in there, okay?
Because his response also sounds like he got hold on. I'm making missing context.
And if it's anything I can do to help, I'm here. The part that really messed me, okay, maybe it's like I be reading between the lines. Like, I appreciate your strength. I appreciate your courage. I don't know. Like, it sounded like pity. Like he want me to feel like he feels sorry for me.
But you got to understand, you need to feel sorry for, well, you shouldn't feel sorry for yourself, but sorry for your child and what you're putting him through. The fact that you're not getting him help. And also, it's kind of crazy because your life is on social media already and people see what you do and what you have done. And either way, even if you don't want to take accountability, you are the reason for why your child is the way he is.
Y'all was drinking, even you, with the baby and stuff. Why are you lying?
Baby, that flew out in red light though. Ladies, one more time.
Everybody's playing the same.
Get yourself together.
Where the bottle at?
Oh my gosh.
Drink it.
She asked for another bottle. I'm just
Maybe I don't liquor. Yes, I can. I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me.
No, you should do it because it's cold. Fucking liquor.
When they were here last time, him and Chrisean was pregnant. Y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
And yes, there is a thing called fetal alcohol syndrome. And clearly that is something that possibly your son has. Now, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but from your past actions, you can kind of put two and two together. And the fact that you don't want to take a doctor's word for whatever your son may have or seek the help just shows your character and who you truly are.
Well, the number one thing is it's a major violation to talk about your son. It's a major violation to talk about anyone's children. We always speak on that. And when that type of a situation happens, it is perfectly normal for you to be distant with the response. It's like,
And honestly, these men right here, they almost sound like yes men, to be honest, because they're not really giving her any solid feedback that can probably help her in her situation. Yes, I agree. Nobody should be talking about anybody's kids. But if I'm trying to tell you, hey, listen, there might be something wrong with your child and you should seek help, that's not me talking down about your child. That's actually me trying to help you so you can give your child a life that he deserves, even though he might not live a normal life like you have. But still, every child deserves that help.
Mess with me is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Hold on. I feel like that's what triggered me and my anger overpowered my message. I didn't get to deliver any way, shape, or right, and I apologize to you. They didn't deserve my words. And the grace you showed me spoke volume to the season of your life you're in the right now, and I'm here to support and congratulate you overly. So I said my son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth.
Not to be or throw the child under the bus, but he's just letting you know that clearly he has a disability, and the fact that she doesn't want to admit to it and not say that, yes, my son has a disability. In fact, saying there is no disability, he's just moving at his own pace, just shows that what are you relying on? Like, are you relying on your own mental thoughts and your own opinion as to what your son has? Because clearly you're wrong about it all.
If I said it, he had a disability, then but it's like,
don't tell me.
I ain't say none of that. Watch him hold. And then I said, as far for his father, co-parenting decisions are personal. I chose peace and safety over dysfunction. I appreciate you reaching out. I just don't do trauma no more. So then he said, thank you for the correction.
See, man, with somebody like this, people are probably scared to talk to her a certain way because she's extremely aggressive, and she might throw haymakers at somebody and start swinging if you say something that she might not like. But somebody like this, you got to just give it to her straight, and these men right here are not doing that at all. Instead, they're just rubbing her by her hair like a cute little puppy, not giving it to her raw. Pause. You got to let her know what it is. And right now, her son needs that help, and the fact that she wants to be blind about it, it's crazy. And Blueface, he's kind of similar in this situation as well.
When you look at the pictures and the videos, it somewhat appears that there's some disability going on. Is that true?
You know what? There is no disability. The only disability is her.
Huh.
She's not how can I say this? She's not like into it enough.
So clearly they're both lying to themselves, saying that this child doesn't have a disability, and the only person that it affects is the child himself, because he's not getting the proper help that he needs. When you have two parents that are dumb as hell, like these two right here, and don't want to give the proper attention that their son needs because they want to just think what they want or just believe what they want to believe, and that everything is okay and dandy when it's really not, the only person you're affecting is the child.
I like what he said, though. He said, you know what? Thank you for the correction. Because he could have been like, well, shit, my bad, damn. And then now y'all both.
No. It's just.
No, that's corny. I like his correction. No, bro. He straight up, your son has a disability. It is what it is, and he needs help. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that. You're not disrespecting her or the child. In fact, you're looking out for him.
It's not even just that. It's like, say if someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Anybody. If they're
You see what she says? If a doctor speaks against your kid, you should not accept it. I understand that the whole medical industry can be a complete rig. I think we all see that clearly. It's all about money. But still, if there's something wrong with you, and if it's kind of clear, as in your son's situation, you should probably take that doctor's advice and seek that help.
Question or whatever. No, the word said what the word said. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like.
I think I know what she's trying to say. But honestly, the word says what the word says. The God says what the God says. Okay, the word says what the word says. Let's go with that. So if she's going by that, then obviously she's thinking extremely religious, because a lot of Christians think the same way. You see a lot of people, at least in my experience, they're sick, unhealthy, living a horrible life, but they live their life by faith, like I showed you, and think that everything is okay. So you don't got to listen to a doctor. You don't got to listen to somebody who's experienced. Their opinions don't matter, because the word says what the word says. All I have to do is rely on God. But what they're skipping out on is when God talks about a lazy Christian, which meaning is, don't just rely on me for everything. You got to put the work in. Meaning, in this situation, if your son has a disability, go to the doctor and seek that help. Don't be a lazy Christian and just pray and hope that I'm going to fix it for you like a miracle, because it's not going to happen. And in my experience, I have not seen it work that way. And this is clearly what she's going off of, and which is a lot of religious people do the same thing. They go off the word, and then everything that they do in life, they just leave it up to God and say that he's going to fix it. He's going to do it.
But like the last guy said, where was God when she was in the club drinking? Where was God when she was smoking and academics was trying to tell her not? Where was God then?
Realize that God has placed
in her
everything
life
on this earth for a reason, and that includes doctors.
She
so
wasn't
if you're not
looking
going
to
to use
God
doctors and their abilities to be able to help you when it comes to medicine or surgery or whatever it is, then you're not using God's sources. You're not using what God told you he has planted on here for you to use. You're relying on faith, and as you saw, it's more than just faith. You got to put works, meaning prayer and fasting. So you're not going to get anything just by having faith. It's not going to work that way. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think Chrisean is coping, or do you think that she's actually right and that everything that she's doing is okay? There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know. You guys let me know. Make sure to like, comment,
Let me
subscribe.
give him a like.
And one thing's for sure, you all be safe and God bless.
And now, why don't we look at Junior? The last place she had him. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go over here.
Zaxby's giant chicken finger quesadillas. Get them while you can.
Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
This town ain't big enough for... What's that?
AI music is now...
We're not going to take that off. We're not going to take that.
Oh, you taking the shoe off?
You always taking the shoes off.
You just doing what you want. Okay. Okay. Sure.
You better jump on the table.
Y'all.
That was a good move.
He stopped trying to take his head out there. What? Oh, boy. He dirtied up the shirt. What's up, y'all?
You want to punch you in the face? That's what's up.
It was hot earlier, huh?
Why is she saying shush? He don't need to talk. Why does he need to shush?
So we had to come the face off. I can't go live on Instagram. I don't know why. I think I'm bad on Instagram or something.
Because you're a bitch.
After I posted that video, I'm bad. It was a funny video, but it's boxing.
Worst mom in the world. That's what it should say.
I'm on TikTok.
Look at her trying to act like Junior can stand.
What's up, dog? What's it, y'all? Right, that's this.
No, she doesn't. Hey, Sierra boy.
Oh, okay. So, y'all, this is the table. This is. Hey, man, catch up this. I was going behind you.
She's a demon. She only cares about herself.
Hello? Wait.
Fucking whore.
Good try. Yeah, what you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? What you looking at? Huh? Like, you can't hear the heat. I'm sorry, you shoot that phone plate.
You said no. Right, okay.
Thank you.
This one doesn't have meat, but this is a seafood pasta on it.
What weed is that?
If there's something that's on a plate that someone wants specifically to say it, I would say right now and go. What kind? There's chicken, pasta, vegetable. Okay.
Look at that thing right, y'all. You want to tell this one? Alright, let me see. You know why? I like it all white. Why you ain't wear all white? For me? Oh, I have a white jacket. I do. Hey, Coach. We don't. Okay, Coach, Grace got his white. Huh? Oh, you're
He don't like that, you dumbass.
We need some water. I didn't You want a water?
My question is, she went and got her hair fixed. How long would it take to do the baby's hair real quick? It's nothing but neglect.
Why did you order 20 gallons of hot sauce?
No one's ever said to me, less information is better. The more...
Hey, how you doing, bro? Nice to meet you. We gotta move this bike. Come on, man. You know what? What bike? Who bike?
Bitch, you ain't hiding shit. We know you don't take care of him. We know you don't take care of Junior.
Can I get one with no meat, please?
What the hell is putting some water on his hair gonna do?
I'm getting one with no meat. Okay.
Trying to cover that spot on the back where he lays all the time. Would you want somebody spitting in your face like that?
That's a charge. Maybe it's what kind of charger? USB port for the phone. Right, so I charge
Yeah, cover his eyes so we can't see.
But it's right on here, so sorry. It was already, I'll put your hand under it more so you don't move it.
That's right, FBI.
Is there any other requests or something that go on?
Can I get one with no battery, please?
Okay, there, I'll let you go. Anything else? No more forks, right here. It's right here. All right. Yeah, there's water right here on the table. And if you need more, just let me know.
Trying to hide him. Yeah, stick your fingers in his eyes, stupid bitch.
Anybody else on water?
Yeah.
He's like, stay away from me, bitch. I have the worst mommy. That's what it says. I have the worst mommy.
Oh, he pushed. I saw it.
Yeah, he pushed you. He's sick of you. Say Junior, Sierra boy. Yeah, kiss him in his ear all loud. Have y'all ever been kissed in the ear? That's loud. That hurts. Hate you, bitch.
Just get off.
I did, but then when I put the hat on, I took it out.
Oh, she's saying she did do his hair, but when she put the hat on, it messed it up. You lying bitch. Where's his braids? You're wearing a hat on top of your braids and it's not messed up. Get your hands out of his face. That's right, Scorpio love. Major liar.
Don't say nothing.
I'm not going to say that. I'm trying to get in trouble.
Nice. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Years, months and years of neglect. That's right. That should say worst mother.
He might take that hat off, bro. Yo, hat.
He's sick of it. He wants to be left alone. Hold on, guys.
This is what happens when the best players in the world share one court. Blink and you'll miss.
My God. She will not keep her hands off his damn face. Fucking bitch. Yeah, pick your nose too, bitch. Pick it again. Worst mom. Pick it again. Y'all exactly right. All those folks around not saying nothing because they want to get paid. A little change, a little clout. That's right, misunderstood.
Oh, look at that. Oh, see.
She just put her hands over his eyes.
Give me first. It looks like three. Okay. Give me first. That's like a green one. I don't know what that is. Baby, so bad. I gotta reach. What you gonna bring your shoes on? I ain't about to take a sack off. No, I wouldn't. I'm gonna break that.
Exactly, Brenda. She ain't fooling no damn body. Except her minions.